Awesome, and do make sure that if you are a top bidding hopeful that you make your way to those auditions this coming weekend in Johannesburg. We'll have details of that a bit later on. Now, our next guest only started his racing career in June of 2006, and his first ride was aboard a 125cc bike where he finished fourth in only his third race. A couple of months later, in November, against all expert recommendations, he climbed aboard a 600cc superbike and was given then permission to ride in the South African National Superbike Series, scoring points already in his first ever race. Now, in 2011, he competed for the first time, full-time, in the World Superbike Series on board a Triumph 675 and became one of the top 10 competitors in the Supersport Championship. And his successes in 2011 were highlighted toward the end of the year. And while riding in a race in Italy, he crashed at 240 kilometers per hour, but they don't call him the comeback kid for anything, and that's why he's here, Mr. Ronan Quarmby. Good to have you, dude.
Thank you so much, man.
I was saying to you right now, are you a dude for pain? Because, I mean, I don't know how you go from 240 kilometers, crash, and then carry on doing what you're doing. But I want to start first about where you started off. 2006, you were relatively young, because you're 24 right now.
21.
21 right now.
Yeah,
I'm 24. 21. What made you decide to go into the sport in the first place?
You know, I don't know. It was just, it was by luck, and, you know, we watched a couple of rounds on TV, and I wanted to get into it, and my dad just had the connections, and, you know, I got into a 125, did a couple of races, didn't like it because the bike was too slow. You know, and then we got into 600 literally months later, and I already started getting good points and jumped in from the regionals to the nationals immediately. You know, and 2008, 2009, I rode overseas. I did a lot of wildcard rides. I broke my back in a couple of places in 2008. Wow. I was out for a couple of months. Yeah, in 2009 also I rode overseas, and then 2010 that was when I won the South African Championship. Yeah. And I think it was 2010 where I did a wildcard ride at Kyalami for a Honda team, and was on for provisional pole in the first ever qualifying in a World Championship.
What does that mean, provisional pole? Yeah.
Well, I was on for pole position.
Yeah.
And you know, I had a bit of a crash, and when I had the crash, they found out I couldn't get up, and they found out I had a massive cyst in my left femur.
Okay, which is
so, which over here. So I had basically a bubble in my leg, which we don't know how it got there. So you know, I didn't finish the race, and my dad spent like 300-400 grand just on one race, and obviously I didn't even race. Wow. You know, it was a lot of money just to throw down the drain. But you know, slowly and surely I came back up, and the main 10 Carter team from overseas, the Honda team, they chose me to do one round overseas, and that round I broke my ankle trying to perform at my best, and, and you know, they put some injections, they basically numbed my whole foot, and I still rode.
So you raced with a numb foot?
Yes, and my leg was like that. It was so soiled. And
so how do you do that? Because I mean, you got to change gears and flip.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I just you know, they basically just numbed it. So I did a 45-minute race with a broken ankle, but. Dude, nothing can get in my way.
Take me through that epic race where, I mean, these gloves over here that we're going to be giving away a bit later on are the gloves that you actually wore when you had that huge crash.
Yeah, right? Last year I crashed at I think it was Imola, in Italy last year with the Triumph, and came down at just over 240 km an hour.
Yeah, we're checking out the video right now.
I basically just held myself and slid like that, you know, because if you start rolling, that's when you start breaking bones.
All right.
So I'm really good at crashing. You know, I got the style right. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. And so after that, what did the doctors say to you? I mean, you're on the track, here you are, after 240 kilometers per hour. What were you feeling right then when the emergency team came to you? What was going on?
You know, it was a fast crash, and I had a 30-centimeter plate, titanium plate in my leg, which got quite a big bang. And you know, I got the plate removed in December now. Yeah. I've never been better. I've freaking seriously never been better. But it was a little bit traumatic, but I got over it pretty quickly.
I want to talk about what is it that keeps you coming back? You've got the nickname, the comeback kid, in the sport. What keeps you coming back after having horrific crashes? I mean, most people would fear for their lives and think, well, I can't do this again because next time could literally be my last. So what keeps you coming back? Well,
you know, I've had a couple of times where I've said to my dad, I want to quit. I don't want to take part in racing anymore. And you know, my dad's been there for me, and he's pushed me when I needed the push. And you know, just over the past couple of years, through all the incidents I've had to, you know, go see a sports psychologist and work through it. And recently now, I didn't want to race anymore, and and that was after I finished on the podium for the first time in 27 years for any South Africans. So, you know, it does. It takes perseverance and a lot of training and commitment for something big like this. You know what I'm saying?
Bob.
Looks like he's got a USN bottle there.
Yeah, he's a bit thirsty. He's a bit thirsty. Yeah. But there's other things that you're involved in as well. You're trying to get the first rider of colour onto the circuit.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell me about that.
We got Tema Kumalu, who's an up-and-coming kid. He's really, really good, and you know, we're looking at bringing him into the Kawasaki. I think it's the KX2. It's like a 250 class.
Yeah.
But it really is the class to start in for him, and you know, it could potentially take him to World Superbikes at a stage.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Dude, well, good luck to you and your career going forward. I mean, with an attitude like that and a willpower like that, I've got no doubt that you'll be racing with the big dogs someday soon.
Yeah.
So we are giving these away. I'm going to ask you to sign these if you'd allow us to. Right
No
over
problem.
there. We're giving away these gloves that Ronan wore in that epic crash last year at 240 kilometers per hour. You can see they still have the scuffles. And, oh, dude, right there on the fiberglass, you can see it as he skidded along. You can imagine what that's like. The details are on your screen right now, so make sure you enter the competition. We'll be announcing the winner a bit later on. Are you going to sign both of them for us?
I can do that.
And just, what's your future plans quickly? What would you like to achieve in the future?
Well, you know, at the moment I'm working on a short film with a production company that I've been working for quite a while with, Digital Forces, and you know, everything's coming along really well. You can see right now those are the posters for the movie.
Oh, there we go. Dark Light.
So you know, everything's coming to light, and I'm really, really, really excited. This is the first time I'm going to be acting in a movie, and you know, it's something really big for me, especially because I have my racing and this, and when I come back home, I have something to do. So
awesome stuff. Well, dude, if you need a voiceover, one man, one desire.
Sweet, no problem.
Quarmby, he wanted to race. You know, that whole thing, do it for you.
Yeah.
Ronan, Quarmby on Expresso. Great to have you here. We'll be right back after this ad break.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.